and District 4 a suburban district. Tri-County Electric Co-op service area is divided into 9 districts. We have 4 urban districts located north of Fort Worth around the Keller area. We have 4 suburban districts situated in Granbury and the greater Parker County area of Azle, Springtown, Weatherford, and Aledo. We have 1 rural district in the Seymour, Monday area. Each year, 3 director districts are up for election. At the beginning of the year, the application process opens for members interested in seeking nomination to the ballot. The Committee on Nominations and Qualifications meets to accept and review all incumbent and nomination candidate applications to recommend a slate to the Board of Directors. Candidates seeking nomination by member petition bypass the committee and are reviewed by the co-op's attorney. In order to seek nomination through the committee, members needed to submit a complete application packet, which included a petition with 25 signatures from members within the district. Applications were due by Thursday, March 9th of this year. To seek nomination through member petition, members needed to submit a complete application packet, including a petition with 50 signatures from members within the district. Applications were due by Thursday, April 13th of this year. The committee received and reviewed 4 applications, and the committee deemed the following candidates met requirements to be placed on the ballot. District 1, Kevin Engel, incumbent. District 2, Margaret Koprek, incumbent. District 4, Jerry Walden, incumbent. District 4, David Miller, nomination candidate. District 4, Julie Walden, petitioning candidate. And District 4, Stan Mickle, petitioning candidate. All director candidate biographies are available in the August Texas Co-op Power magazine. At this time, we will begin our candidate question and answer session. This session is designed for you, our members, to get to know the fellow members running for the Board of Directors. Then we will take questions from you, the members. If you're watching online, please type your name and question into the box below the streaming player. If you're participating by phone, please press *3. And we'll start tonight with our uncontested districts. District 1, Kevin Engel, incumbent.
Thank you, Mr. Frost. I'm the Vice President of Servicing Analytics at GM Financial in Fort Worth, where I lead the careers of 35 team members and support the data and analytics needs of nearly 2,000 people in our servicing organization, as well as other departments throughout the company, including our legal, compliance, and risk management groups. I've been with the company for nearly 17 years after careers in retail management and operational support, IT, corporate training, and a very short stint as a radio DJ. I earned my bachelor's degree in communications from the University of Tulsa, and then 25 years later went back to college part-time to earn my MBA from UT Arlington. I serve as an advisor to the Business Analytics Master's Program at Oklahoma State University. I volunteer with Junior Achievement and have also helped several times with the Salvation Army Angel Tree Project. In the past, I've also served as the president of the Azle Municipal Development District, as well as president of my local HOA. As far as my personal life, I'm happily married with 3 grown children, 4 amazing grandsons, and a wonderful little mini Australian Shepherd.
Would you please explain why you're interested in serving on the Tri-County Electric Cooperative Board?
Absolutely. Truly, I believe in making a difference. I have a personal motto called Be the Solution. I don't feel right commenting or complaining about things unless I'm willing to take part in the execution of that solution. As I knew very little about our cooperative, I felt it was important to learn more in order to be part of this very important business in all of our lives. I was privileged to join the board 1 week after Winter Storm Uri in 2021 and at the very beginning of the Brazos bankruptcy. I'd like to think that I've played a role in helping navigate the cooperative through this very difficult time with my questions and recommendations based upon my corporate experience. We're now embarking on a new path of growth and impact with the freedom to purchase our power on the open market, and I'm truly excited about what the future holds for this organization. Scott?
qualities do you hold that would make you an asset?
Well, in the big scheme of things, I'm a team player and open to other people's opinions and insights, but I will stand my ground when I feel it's necessary. I have a strong moral compass that guides my decisions and participation in the boardroom. I believe in doing what is right, not what's expedient or popular or personally beneficial. I look at everything that the cooperative does through a lens of balancing system reliability, financial sustainability, and member affordability. I dig into the financials and ask numerous questions to ensure I understand what's going on with the members' investment. Most importantly, I never forget that my role is to speak on behalf of all members, not just a particular group. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Engel. And now from District 2, Margaret Koprek, incumbent.
I'm Margaret Koprek. I'm a lifelong Texan. My career brought me to North Fort Worth. 11 years ago, my husband and I moved our family to the Tri-County service area, and I have served on the Tri-County board for 2.5 years. I'm active with my church and my local community.
And could you please explain why you're interested in serving on the Tri-County Electric Cooperative Board of Directors?
I'm interested in being a board member because I have a desire to positively impact Tri-County Electric Company in a leadership role. And more importantly, I want to contribute to the decisions that have a positive impact on all our members. I want to apply my learned experience from my career in helping Tri-County chart its course in the future and fulfill our mission of providing members with the best possible electric service.
And what qualities do you hold that would make you an asset to?
I have 16 years experience in process engineering, governance, and reducing risk. I'm comfortable in a high capital, high physical plant corporate environment. The staff at Tri-County and my fellow board directors are thoughtful, hardworking, and intelligent people. I have loved contributing to the operation of this organization in my capacity as a director.
Thank you, Mrs. Koprek. Now we'll move on to the contested race for District 4, Jerry Walden, incumbent.
Thank you. I'm Jerry Walden. I'm incumbent for District 4. I'm a lifetime member of Parker County, from the fifth generation farming family and ranching. I have served Tri-County as a director since from 1999. I've been a Tri-County member since 1974. I have, in the community, I have served 10 years as president, 10 years as board member of Garner School, and 3 of those years as president. My wife and I have we have 3 children and 6 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. I believe in the co-op model. It works, and I've enjoyed serving as director for these years, and I would appreciate the opportunity to serve another 3 years.
Could you please explain why you're interested in serving on the Tri-County Electric Cooperative Board of Directors?
I've been interested in, Tri-County since I was a child. My parents, being raised in a rural community, did not have electricity. When Tri-County was formed in 1939, my parents and people of that generation, which I believe is the greatest generation, got electric power. It lit up the country, and it was such a big thing in their life that it was instilled on me how important and what a change it had made in their life and everyone in rural areas. They were proud to be owner members of Tri-County or a co-op. Through that, I think it was one of the largest impact on communities as much as the internet is today when it became available. But so being around that, and I had the opportunity, next neighbor was director, first director in 1939. And I admired him, the service that he gave, and knowing what an impact it made in people's lives, that when it came at a point, I decided I would like to serve. And I was fortunate that the members elected me as director, and I've enjoyed it. I understand the business. I've got a lot of experience at it, and so I want to continue to be director.
And what qualities do you hold that would make you an asset to the board?
Qualities that I hold, I guess I would have to say, I didn't attend college. I graduated from high school and actually went in business for myself. And when you farm and ranch and do things like that, you wear many hats. Well, I've had lots of experience. The buck stops with me if things don't work. And so I believe that having that experience, I've had construction companies, I've had property improvements, I've built custom homes, so I have a variety of businesses that I've done. And I believe that me having that experience is something that I can contribute to the operations of Tri-County.
Thank you, Mr. Walton. Next for District 4 is David Miller, nomination candidate.
Good evening, and I want to thank the Tri-County employees and the staff that put all this together and give us the opportunity to come and speak tonight. My name is David Miller. I've been a resident of Parker County for over 18 years, along with my wife, Teresa, and my family. We run a therapeutic riding stable for disabled children called Stars and Strides Stables. We started that for having a daughter who was born with a variety of different disabilities. I've been a Tri-County customer for over 30 years, beginning back when we first moved to Keller in the 80s, when I started my law enforcement career with that city. Since that time, I've served as chief of police, director of public safety, city managers in different cities across North Texas. I'm currently serving as city administrator and director of public safety for the city of Springtown, Texas.
And would you please explain why you're interested in serving on the Tri-County Electric Cooperative Board of Directors?
I believe that if you get involved with things in your community, one of the best ways to stay abreast of that is getting actually involved with the government of that organization. I'm a member of the United Way Parker County Board of Directors. I'm also a member of the Weatherford College Equine Advisory Board, as well as the Texas Commission of Law Enforcement Advisory Board for the Parker County Sheriff's Department. When the opportunity came to serve for Tri-County, it seemed like an opportunity for me to be able to get in and serve in a different capacity for our memberships, for all of our different members, and to become more deeply involved with this organization and do what I can to help it plan for the future. I believe that by serving as on the board of directors, I can assist the existing board in making the best decisions possible, not only to address the concerns of some of the membership as far as transparency, but to adequately plan for the future growth of this area and how the co-op can play a part of that.
And what qualities do you hold that would make you an asset?
I'm a strong believer in servant leadership and getting involved and not just coming in and saying, hey, my way or no way. I believe that every member of this board needs to work together cohesively as a team. I believe the best leadership quality any member of this board can have is one of servanthood, who's willing to listen to their membership and is willing to take heed into what the membership is trying to tell us and to put things in action to help aid that membership. My tenured service as law enforcement and in local government gives me a unique perspective on working with boards and entities that are ran by elected officials. I believe that additionally, these relationships that I've established not only at that level, but I work closely with the Texas legislature on many different legislative issues, including power and the affordability of power. So I'd like to bring that information and that expertise to the board as well. Also, my previous involvement, not only professionally, but in my own personal life through nonprofit work, gives me a unique perspective that I think that I can bring to this board.
Next for District 4 is Julie Walden, petitioning candidate.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Julie Walden. I would like to personally thank each of you for allowing me the opportunity to speak and represent you as a possible board member. I have lived in Parker County since I was 10 years old, and I'm a member of the Tri-County Electric Co-op since 1975. Giving back to the community is important to me, and I achieve that by various organizations that I have been involved with, including the Millsap Heritage Society, Millsap ex-student organizations, Millsap Neighborhood Home and Garden Club, Millsap Alumni Foundation. I'm on the board of directors for that, and I am the new founder and board of directors of the Millsap High School Athletic Hall of Fame. I'm a retired educator, and I taught for 34 years, technology and coached. During my tenure as an educator, I was proud to establish many new programs for various schools. At Easter, I began the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. In Millsap, I began the Pee Wee Cheerleaders, the Little Dribblers, the dance team, and served as a PTO officer. As an honor graduate of Millsap High School, I was involved in athletics as well as cheerleading, and that was a big part of my life, and I feel like that helped me gain control and realize the importance of how hard work will help you attain a goal. After high school, I attended Tarleton State University, where I graduated magna cum laude and was inducted into the Alpha Chi Honor Society, all while working part-time and having 2 little kids. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in education with a major in exercise and sports studies and a minor in business. I hold a real estate license, and I have worked as an office manager and a realtor for a Fort Worth firm. I'm a member of the Texas Association of Sports Officials, so I referee high school and middle school volleyball. I attend Greenwood Baptist Church. I'm a member of the Women's Bible Study Group, and I founded Dedicated Divas, which is a Bible study group that I share the Word of God to over 500 women. I'm extremely proud of my 2 children, Michael Barnes and Brandy Pemberton. Michael is the coordinator of the Miles High School Girls Athletics. His wife, Nicole, is also an educator and a coach. They have 3 children. My daughter is Brandy Pemberton. She's a doctor at Weatherford at Star Family Medicine. Her husband, Brian, is an airline pilot based at DFW Airport. They have 1 son. In my free time, which I don't have a lot of, I enjoy watching my grandchildren participate in sports and excel in the activities that they do. I also enjoy family. My husband and I participate in the Parker County Sheriff Posse activities. We enjoy ranch life and preserving our Western heritage in the Western Parker County. I'm also blessed with taking care of my 87-year young mother.
And what qualities do you hold that would make you an asset to the board?
I have a college degree in business. In addition, I have experience in working on various boards and committed to benefit the organization of each. I have experience on working on various boards and committees for the benefit of each organization. I have the ability to work with the board to accomplish goals in every important quality of a board member, and I possess that quality.
Thank you, Ms. Walden. Next for District 4, we have Stan Mickle, petitioning candidate.
Thank you, Scott. Good evening, member owners. My name is Stan Mickle. I have lived in Parker County for nearly 50 years. My wife, Melissa, and I have 3 sons, and most recently, our first grandson. We're a proud military family with strong Christian beliefs. I graduated from Tarleton State University with a Bachelor of Science in Equine Reproductive Physiology. I currently work as a co-founder of RX Soil. RX Soil is an engineering, technology, and a specialty chemical company providing remediation solutions to the oil and gas industry. I'm also a partner in RX Power. RX Power delivers standby and prime power across multiple shale basins for the oil and gas industry. Previously, my father and I owned and operated Canyon West Golf Club and residential community. It's during this time I worked alongside Tri-County to develop over 200 residential lots with underground utilities.
why you're interested in serving on the Tri-County Cooperative Board.
Thanks. I'm interested in serving as District 4 Board Director to bring some exceptional leadership and district-wide representation through a much more transparent management. I have the will to hear and understand our member owners' concerns. Tri-County has some challenging developments and exciting opportunities in front of it, and I have the time and dedication to offering business solutions that can help serve our members' best interest.
And what qualities do you hold that would make you an asset?
Thanks for that question. I bring years of business experience, in particular, service, product, and technology road mapping. Direct member owners outreach engagement will be my #1 priority if I'm elected. I understand how to communicate and engage at all levels. The diversity and scale of upcoming options for our member owners is growing daily, and I can help deliver those options to the members.
And I neglected to ask 2 additional questions for the contested election of District 4. So, Mr. Mickle, I will ask you those, and then I'll invite the other candidates back up
Sure.
too as well. If elected, how do you hope to contribute to Tri-County Electric Cooperative's future?
If I'm elected, I hope to promote and develop a diverse grid of sustainable power, a more transparent form of management for the member owners, and a common sense approach to term limits for district directors. I recognize that new homes and businesses are evolving into more efficient buildings than we ever imagined, and it's critical that developers, large-scale projects, carefully scrutinize before we commit capital. We have a membership that is very diversified regarding power consumption efficiencies. This will require, frankly, a product of catalog of cost-effective and highly functional solutions for all of our members.
And why do you believe you're the best candidate for this?
Thanks, Scott. I feel I'm the best candidate for District 4 because real change is desperately needed. I will promote term limits, expand the transparency of the board director's decisions, encourage increased opportunity for member owners' voices and concerns to be heard and addressed. I'm the best candidate because I understand the board works for the members. I will promote an environment that reflects that type of service. Thanks for your time.
Mr. Walden, can I have you back up? If elected, how do you hope to contribute to the Tri-County Electric Cooperative?
If elected, I believe that we would continue with our strategic planning that is necessary to stay years ahead of the next generations. I believe that with the population growth that we have in our district or in our co-op area and with the state of Texas, that one of the most important things is to stay planned ahead for many years. And that's.
And why do you believe you're the best candidate for District 4?
I believe that I have the having served on Tri-County Board and even in broader cooperative networks. I've served on our power suppliers from San Miguel. I understand the business from a generation through transmission and to our homes. And I believe that I possess the knowledge that's required with the experience I've got. And I feel that I have integrity and honesty, and I have desire to keep Tri-County at the level it's at and elevate it. But we are one of the best co-ops in the nation. Statistics show that, and I'm wanting to keep this in that manner for future generations.
Mr. Miller? If you are elected, how do you hope to contribute to Tri-County Electric Cooperative?
If elected, my first priority will be to ensure that we have an efficient and effective communication policy in place that not only results in the transparency of our operations, both financially and systematically, but keeps all of our members apprised as to major events and how that may directly impact their service. Additionally, I would like to work with members of the board as well as the membership to ensure that the co-op is adequately prepared to continue addressing the ongoing growth experienced here in North Texas, and that all appropriate measures are taking place, plans of actions are in place in the event of another major disaster, whether the disaster be natural or man-made.
Why do you believe you're the best candidate?
That's a very good question. And I think the first response to that is my integrity and my belief in open transparency, open government, whether it's in nonprofit or it's in municipality government or it's a state government. Open and honest communication is the key to a successful organization, regardless of what that organization is. I believe that leadership should be above reproach, and professionalism should be above board. I also believe in transparency and customer service. It is those core beliefs that I believe will put me in a place of leadership here on this board to allow me to continue to work with our constituents and our membership to help Tri-County to be the best that it can be. I want to work with our fellow board members to make the necessary changes to respond to all the concerns that I've heard from a lot of our membership while I've been out in the public. In addition to those core beliefs, I believe that I can bring to the position my experience in local government and my experience at the state legislative level and serving on other nonprofit and governing boards to this board to offer some insight into how we could possibly do things better or to achieve the overall goals of Tri-County.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mrs. Walden? If you're elected, how do you hope to contribute to Tri-County Electric Co-op's future?
Thank you. If I'm elected, I will do my homework in order to hire the most competent leadership available for our co-op. I will work with the other board members to set policy that will benefit every member of this co-op. And I want to be here for the members.
Why do you believe that you're the best candidate?
Having a degree in business, I believe I'm the best candidate because I'm running to represent the members. I will communicate and bring transparency to the operation of the co-op. I have the education and skill set required of a board member because I have been on several boards in the past. I refuse to go along just to get along. My decisions will be based on what's best for the members. You're welcome.
And now I would like to open the floor to the membership for questions. If you have a question for a candidate during the meeting, please type your name and question into the box below the streaming player. If you're participating by phone, please press *3. All right, several members have asked, what is your opinion on providing contract information for board members so members can reach out? I guess we'll start in the same order. Mr. Engel, if you would start.
In my estimation, that's a bit of a sticky situation because when we leave the boardroom, we're members. We don't represent the entire organization outside of the boardroom. I know some of the board members do put their contact information out. That's their choice. I've not done that. I'm not active on Facebook to engage with the members directly because I feel that I'm better qualified or better prepared in board meetings to represent everyone if I'm simply another member when I walk in the room. So I've chosen personally not to put my contact information, although you can find me, just Google my name, you'll find me. But I just feel that it's important for us to remember as board members that when we walk out of this building, we're one of you. We're not special, we're not elevated, we're not anything outside of the ordinary. We're one of you, and that's how we have to act when we come in the building as well.
So with regard to providing contact information, a lot of my thoughts echo Kevin's. Everything he said is true. Outside of the board room, as a group of directors, we're members. That being the case, for me, again, not unlike Kevin, my contact information is available on the internet, and I certainly have had multiple opportunities to represent members, member comments at the board. I do find that the co-op has multiple ways to connect with members, and the more I learn about the co-op, the more ways I see there are for members to raise their hand and be seen. Everything from process improvements at member services to improved methods by which members access the board and can come to board meetings with prepared materials and declared intent. So for any members who may have asked this question in the spirit of looking for access to the board, I would invite you as a fellow member, my fellow member, to explore what opportunities are available for you to either access the board directly or access the part of the organization that could help resolve your issue or question.
Thank you, Mrs. Koprek. Mr. Walden?
The question again, please. I feel like that as a board member, we hire our attorney, we hire our manager, and that decisions that are made in the boardroom with the board as a group. We do not go out and make decisions for the co-op individually. As Kevin said, we're not directors until we sit down at our director meeting. So that's as far as information, in years past, 40, 50 years ago, the communications were slow and people had electrical problems, a power out, they would call the director out in the rural areas and they would get called on, but those things, there's many ways of communicating now. And so I think if a director is acting on his own, he is not acting responsible as a director.
Thank you, Mr. Walden. Mr. Miller?
Question being, what's my opinion of providing contact information for board members so other members can contact them? I'm a police officer. I'm a police officer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If I go out to dinner with my family at night and a crime is being committed in front of me, I have a duty and an obligation to respond to that crime. I'm a minister. Somebody calls me in the middle of the night because their loved one has passed away, I have a duty and an obligation to respond to that loved one. I don't think my duty as a board member stops when I walk out the boardroom door. I think I have an obligation and a true commitment to be responsive to our members. If they want to call me, they want to ask a question, that's okay. Because I'm the type of guy that's going to say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that question, I need to check on it. Or I'm the type of guy that's going to say, I'm sorry, that's a personnel issue, I'm not allowed to discuss it, so I won't discuss that with you. Or I'm going to say, you know what, I'm listening to you, and here's what I think the board is doing right now. There'll be nothing transmitted outside that is confidential in nature. There'll be nothing transmitted that is personnel related in nature, things that we are required by different acts of law to keep quiet about. But my commitment is this. My duty doesn't stop just because I walk out of the director's room, boardroom. My duty to the membership, to those in my district, or to any of our membership continues. And so I would make myself available as much as possible to listen to the concerns and the questions that they may have.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mrs. Walden?
I agree with him. I believe that you do not stop right here in this boardroom. Now, the information that's in executive session stays in executive session. However, I have been contacted by several people just because they know that I'm running for this position and have asked me my position on certain items. I think it's very important to communicate that to the members and see what their concerns are, because we are all members. Yes, in the boardroom, I'm a board member, but when I walk out, I'm still a board member and I'm there for the membership. Thank you.
Mrs. Walden. Mr. Mickle.
In regards to contact information being available to the members, owners, I stand with what Mr. Miller said. It should be available. It doesn't mean you're always going to get the answer that you want to hear. And some of it, hopefully the answer is, I don't know the answer to that. But how are we to anticipate what our member owners' concerns are, what their needs are, and what their requests are if we aren't open and available? So I do believe our contact information should be available and we should be able to communicate directly. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mickle. Our next question is, what is your stance on opting into competition? Mr. Engel?
Opting into competition, I assume that that's referring to customer choice. I believe that that would destroy the very nature of our cooperative. The idea behind the cooperative is the members run the cooperative. The members have the opportunity to have their voices heard through their board members. And we are, as such, a nonprofit because all of the profits, any excess revenues that we happen to bring in are returned to you, the owners. And if we go into customer choice, we lose the opportunity to control our power supply. We lose the opportunity to control our operations. We lose a lot of capabilities that we have today. So I believe it is in the cooperative's best interest to not enter into customer choice at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Engel. Ms. Gilchrist?
With regard to opting into competition, I would say that the staff and the employees here at Tri-County are competing every day. They're competing in the open market for amazing talent and hiring decisions. They're competing in the open market for the best possible power sources and vendors and contributors. The formality of, to Kevin's point, if the spirit of the question is about customer choice, the formality of that is quite complicated and has not been an advantage to either the cooperative or the member owners in the past. But it's certainly a topic that is revisited with some regularity because nothing stays the same forever. So as far as opting into competition, I'd be willing to argue the rest of the day how competitive this co-op is and what an advantage it is for each of us to get to be a member here, how wonderfully talented the staff is, and how well they serve the member owners every day.
Thank you, Mrs. Gilchrist. Mr. Walden?
I certainly agree with Kevin and Margaret. I think that there are a lot of members that have spoken about having the opportunity to search for another power supply. But I think there are, I could be wrong, I think there are 2 co-ops in the state of Texas that decided to opt in, and it has been through knowing these people that's involved in it, it's been damaging to their cooperative. So I agree with Kevin and Margaret on those issues.
Thank you, Mr. Walden. Mr. Miller?
The answer is, I don't know. I've heard the horror stories about people who have done this through their other electrical providers. I do know that Tri-County is in a unique situation where it's a nonprofit organization. I think that having heard some of the horror stories of some of the other people that I have known personally that have opted into other providers other than their main provider, such as Encore, the outcome has not been good. But the reality is I can't answer that question. I don't have enough information until I sit among these board members and hear both sides of those arguments. But here, what I can tell you is that I would be committed to doing whatever is best for the cooperative as a whole, not for individual members, but as a whole, what is best for the organization. And I'll stay committed to that all the way through my term. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mrs. Walden?
I believe that we need to stay like we are because I have been around people who have been involved with different electric companies. And as they are involved with those companies that are not a member operated or member services in the service, the membership have that. I believe that when we had the cold spell, my son was living in Frisco at that time. They were with various electric companies and they all lost power and electricity, and we lost nothing with Tri-County. I think it needs to stay exactly like it is because that's going to make it the best that we can have. And when I ever have had an issue and I've called Tri-County, they are out there within just a little bit of a short period of time to fix that problem. And I think that we will lose that if we get some other companies in.
Thank you, Mrs. Walden. Mr. Mickle?
In regards to customer option, it's a great question, but it's a bridge too far right now. That does not mean that we shouldn't offer our member owners all the diversity and options that are coming our way, the great technologies, from nuclear pods to hydro to solar, wind. There's going to be great opportunities that come our way. And I think staying right now, a co-op, we have 10,000 lines, 10,000 miles of lines, 130,000 members in 16 counties. We have amazing employees that service us right now. And it seems like every time I've been somewhere for a short amount of time and had the option, the customer service goes out the window. We have amazing customer service. So currently, I would say it's we're in a great place to stay a co-op and just continue to bring efficiencies and innovations and lots of options for our member owners. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mickle. Next question is, what is your stance on the future of the co-op's solar program? Mr. Engel?
You can use Mr. Miller's line. I don't know yet. We're still studying that as a board and as staff is bringing us information on a regular basis about what solar options we're going to have going into the future. We really don't know the answers right now. There's obviously a number of different directions that we could take with it, but we're studying the situation. We're going to look into all the different options that are open to us. We're going to make the best decision based upon all of the membership as best we can to ensure that we are set in a position to grow, but also set in a position to stay profitable and stay focused on the mission of the cooperative, which is to provide affordable, reliable electricity to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Engel. Scott Craig?
Some intelligent answers have already been offered regarding don't know yet, too soon to tell, need more information. The future of the co-op solar program is how this question is worded, and I couldn't say, except that nothing stays the same very long. I said that last time, and Mr. Walden was talking about how in his lifetime he's seen his parents' generation go from no electricity to electricity, and then again, the internet changed. So no doubt in the future, which is this question, the co-op solar program will be even stronger than it is now. That technology continues to change and grow. And the co-op is actively listening to members who are talking about solar and looking to benchmark with other companies using a solar program favorably in their members' opinion. So my stance is I'm eager to learn more about not only the technology, but how it benefits the members and the co-op's best interest at the same time. There has to be a balance where both parties can feel really proud of the solar program, and that the future, like most of the future and opportunities here at Tri-County, it's bright, and it'll be for the members' best interest as we go forward.
Thank you, Mrs. Goldrick. Mr. Walden?
Yes, I agree with Margaret and Evan with the things they said. I will admit that Tri-County is a little bit behind the ball with the solar program. There has been a lot of time spent with staff and board on the issues that we dealt with with our Brazos situation, their bankruptcy, and that sort of had to be shelved for a little while. But believe me, that the staff is on it. I think they've had some meetings here recently. I know they have, and I think you're going to find out a favorable thing for our members. As far as solar, I'm very much interested, when time allows, to looking into Tri-County having a solar farm of their own. There's so many things that change so quickly. It's just, you just can't snap your finger. Staff can't. We have hoops to jump through. We have things to put in place, and we have to do that. But I think you're going to see in the very near future more favorable things for homeowners that have solar, and I would like to see Tri-County on a solar farm. We've got to, there's so many more technology that's going on now and things that hadn't been discovered yet that I'm open to look into. In other words, battery storage is something that is now working and going to work, and they'll develop better batteries and things like that. We've got to continue with wind, solar that we have, and you know, when there's a necessity, a need, there's a necessity, and there's something. That's what we do as Americans. We get it figured out. And while we need to protect our natural resources, in other words, we've got to have backup. Solar will not do it on its own. Wind will not do it on its own. We have to have backup. And at this point in time, natural gas is the most reliable. The sun doesn't shine all the time. The wind doesn't blow all the time. You've seen a lot of that happen in Winter Storm Uri that was talked about here. And it is, you can't rely on it. But until we can come up with enough wind and solar power, which it's going to happen, because there's a need for it. But yes, I think you're going to find that Tri-County is going to put together a program, that we're working on it now, and I'm anxious to see it put together. Thank you.
Miller?
Let me see if I shed a little sunlight on this, no pun intended. Here's the reality of it is. The reality is, like Mr. Walden even said, there are other alternatives to power. We believe, or I believe, that we should be exploring those alternatives and how those alternatives best impact not only our membership, but the Tri-County Cooperative and our ability to provide electricity all the way across the board. I've heard the grumblings of the solar. Some people who have solar feel like the compensation for that solar is unfair. I'm committed to exploring those options. I believe, in talking to some of the staff members, those options are already being explored. I'd like to be a part of that. But the reality of it is, no matter what we do, whether it's solar or it's wind, nuclear pods, as was mentioned earlier, whatever those are, the true question is, how does it benefit our membership at the point that it actually benefits their pocketbook? How does it save them money? What's the best solution at the most cost affordable price? We don't know that yet. I don't think any of the current board members can tell you the answer to that yet. I think there's still a lot of research to be done. There's still a lot of studying to be done. There's still a lot of discussion to be done. There's other programs out there that we can explore to what works for them, what doesn't work for them. But I think we as board members would have to keep our minds open and listen to our membership, follow what is best, what's the word I'm looking for, the best examples in the industry as a whole. What are other companies doing that are working? What are other companies that are doing that doesn't work? And then put together a solid program for solar and for any other alternative energy source that best assists our constituents, our membership, all the way across the board.
Miller? Walden?
My stance on the future of the co-op solar program is the same as everyone else's. I don't really know. I don't know what the cost efficiency of it is at this point. I did have a member speak with me when they found out that I was running and asked me about the money being given back to the solar providers that give electricity back to the co-op. I don't know what's best. I think the best thing to do is to look at all the options that are available and do what's best and cost efficient for the members. And that's what I think is best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Walden. Mr. Mickle?
This is certainly a hot topic right now. Probably the hottest topic been talked about for quite a while. So yeah, has to be solutions. We have a diverse platform that's going to be available to us, and this lies squarely with the board. These are board decisions to make sure that we enact. We have to do something for our member owners. So it's complicated. Costs are different times of the day. We can do it in the oil field. We're building load banks right now and microgrids all over that service just those needs. So when power is generated during the time of day when it's the cheapest, we store it during night and deliver it back. So we have to deliver for our solar customers. And I understand there's a survey out there. It will be exciting to get those results. This is a decision that lies with the current board, and they need to make some great decisions that's in the best interest of the member owners. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mickle. We have a question that is addressed to Mrs. Walden. Mrs. Walden, the bylaws state that directors cannot hold a public office. Did we hear correctly that you currently serve on the school board?
That's the question I asked her.
I do not have a public office. I do not serve on any school board. I am a board member and a board director of the MillSouth Athletic Hall of Fame. I am a board member and one of the directors of the Alumni Foundation, which gives scholarships to deserving young people who are graduating. Thank you.
Thank you for that explanation.
You're welcome.
All right, this is an online question from Jack Keaton. How will you work to allow transparency between board executives and members?
We have heard a lot from some of the candidates tonight about transparency with the members, but I think it's really important for all of us to remember the position that we're in as a corporation. It's important to remember we are a corporation. Even though we have nonprofit in front of our name, we're still a corporation. We're not bound by government rules of open meetings. We're not bound by government rules of that level of transparency that other nonprofits would be. The reason that's important to us is because of another word that's already been brought up this evening, competition. We are in competition with Encore. We have to compete against them for service areas in the areas where we're duly certified. We have to compete with other co-ops and other utilities for talent. We have to make sure that our financials are kept relatively secret so that we're in a competitive bidding opportunity with our suppliers, with our vendors. It's not that we don't want to be transparent. On those things that we can be transparent on, we absolutely are. That's why we're here tonight. That's why we allow member comments. That's why we have the town hall meetings. But there are a lot of things that as a corporation, we simply cannot allow to get out into the public. Personnel issues, financials, all of those kinds of things are things that we must be cautious about being 100% transparent. To be perfectly honest with you, the reason you have board members is to represent your best interests within the cooperative. It's not in the best interest of the cooperative for all members to have access to the financials. So I implore you to be cognizant of that and to be conscious of the fact that your board members are serving in your best interest to ensure that your membership and your interests are being protected at all times. But the question of transparency is something that's very, very difficult for us to deal with as a board. we have to be extremely cautious what we do and do not let out into the public. So I've heard all of the candidates, the non-incumbent candidates from District 4 use the word transparency, and I can appreciate that. But there are a lot of things that we simply, as a board, to protect the cooperative as a whole, we do not want to let out into the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Engel. Ogre?
So my experience on the board, I've seen the board authorize a number of new resources, opportunities, services, access points, etc., to allow transparency to certain decisions, the articles, the Facebook, the social media. Those are a few I can think of. Revamped member services, many more opportunities to connect with the company. To my knowledge, the CEO phone number is available and answered. So the transparency then between board executives and members, for me, I'm struggling with what is the gap. I don't know that I understand the gap. Again, I made some of these comments earlier, so not to be long-winded with something I previously said, but there are a number of opportunities to come before the board. There are a number of ways to contact board members outside of the board, and this company is staffed with almost 300 employees who are available 24 hours a day. There's someone answering the phone all the time. Those messages there's protocols and governance to ensure they get to where they're supposed to go and they're addressed. So I would hope that members who feel there isn't transparency would find some of these resources I've talked about twice now and see if we can't make sure you feel that you've been heard, because to my knowledge, you have been. And if not, we're eager to hear from you, not just we, the board, we, the members and owners of Tri-County and your staff here.
Thank you, Mrs. Gilchrist. Mr. Walden?
On transparency, I feel like that Tri-County has made great strides in offering transparency. As Kevin mentioned and Margaret said, this is very highly competitive. And since, I believe in March, when we were able to get out of the Brazos long-term contracts we had with the supplier that put us in a position which we didn't have to get into. But we felt it was the best for the members. We felt like that it would be a tremendous savings to buy power on our open market. And if, those of you don't know, that we have our own power supply person in place, very experienced, and I think we're going to find that there's going to be tremendous amounts of savings you'll see. So when you're dealing with, as we are, our own power, we buy, we shop, we purchase our own power, and it's tremendously competitive. And the things that, we've had people complaining about, non-transparent, but Kevin pretty well covered it. There are a number of employees here, and I think that if they can't answer the question, it's going to go right up to the manager. And but that's my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Walden. Mr. Miller?
I think what we're dealing here is the definition of transparency. I come from a government agency. We are very transparent. We have our meetings, we're open to the public. I asked about attending a meeting here at Tri-County when I first signed up for this board, and I was informed that the meetings are not open to the public. My question would be, why not? I understand. I do understand where all the speakers before are coming from. I get that. There's proprietary information that we don't want out there. There's competitive numbers that we don't want out there because it could damage our ability to bid, and to bid fairly and bid equitably and bid for the best price available to our membership. But when I'm talking about transparency, I'm not talking about things that need to be kept confidential, personnel issues, competitive bid processes, things of that nature. But I think our membership has a right to know where the money's being spent. I think they have the right to know the financial condition of the co-op as a whole. How that relates out to what can be kept confidential and what's not, that's a question for our attorneys to answer, because it is a nonprofit organization. But I don't pride myself in secrecy, and I don't surround myself with secrecy. If they're being transparent now, that's great. But the question becomes then, how do we become more transparent? What else can we share with our membership that is not confidential in nature that we can go ahead and put out there? Why not open those meetings open to the public? Why not hear from them? So I think the issue here is not that we all don't believe in being transparent. I think the issue is the definition of transparency. I want to take that a step further. I want our membership to be actively involved and be able to hear what's going on and to be able to be fully informed as possible and not just have to rely on social media. It's a great thing. We use it at cities all the time, not to rely on just websites, but to maybe be able to come in and hear some of the stuff firsthand. And that's what I'm looking for. I don't think that's opportunities afforded to us right now, and I hope that I can be some type of influence to help bring some change to that area. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Mrs. Walton?
Seems like we all have a different definition of transparency. I think my definition of transparency is kind of like if you were at a school board meeting. I've been in education for 34 years. There are a lot of things in that board meeting that I'm not able to hear, even as a teacher. So when you come in and you're at a board meeting, you can sit in here and you can listen in the open forum part. But when the other information is in executive session, that stuff has to remain confidential. So I say be transparent as far as allowing the members to come and listen to the other issues that the board have, and be very transparent on those issues, but executive session has to remain confidential.
Thank you, Mrs. Walton. Mr. Mickle?
Thank you. I don't believe this is an issue of personnel. It's not an issue of proprietary information. This is an issue where your member owners are wanting a voice. I don't think anybody out there would want us to be, compromised in a bid situation. We do that in private business. We do it in nonprofits. We do it in profits. So this is where you just, by listening to the member owners, they want a voice. And they want to know that they're being listened to and that their concerns are our concerns and that we're going to handle them. So I do believe in a more transparent opportunity for our member owners. I don't know what that platform is yet, but if elected, I will commit to having a more open platform and being able to listen to the member owners' concerns and resolving some of those. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Mickle. We've had some great questions tonight, but I'm out of cards. So if there's anyone else out there that has a question, we'll wait a few moments to see if you can get those to us. Just remember, if you're participating by phone, press *3. If you're streaming, type your name and question into the box below the streaming player. While the questions come in, I just want to take the time to thank the candidates. Participating in the cooperative is an important part of being a co-op member, as you all know. Also, I want to thank you, the members who are watching online and listening by phone, for joining us. Any other questions? Apparently we don't have any more, so I hope you've enjoyed the forum and learned more about the director candidates and fellow members that are seeking election to the board of directors. Please watch the mail for your September Texas Co-op Power magazine. That publication includes the annual report, financial statements, and information on the virtual annual meeting. Your official election ballot is on the back of the magazine. Voting opens at 8 a.m. on September 1st and closes at 5 p.m. on September 27th. You can vote online, by email, or by mail in the ballot. All members are eligible to vote on all seats in the election, regardless of the district you reside. The Texas Co-op Power will include full voting details. All members who by 5 p.m. on September 27th who vote will receive a $25 credit on your electric account and will be entered into the door prize drawing announced at the virtual annual meeting. Please make plans to join us virtually for that annual meeting on Monday, October 16th. Thank you for your membership. Have a great night.